Dear Onodera-senpai, I always had a crush on you. No, this doesn't sound right. I crumbled the letter and tossed it behind me. I had done the same thing for a few dozen times already. I was starting to accumulate crumbled up letters to the point I couldn't see the floor anymore. Ah, Jesus, why is it so difficult? I scratched my head. I'm Toru Terashima. I was trying to write a letter to Eri Onodera-senpai, a senior who is a year older than me in the same school club. It was an old-fashioned love letter confessing my true feelings to her. Onodera-senpai was a smart girl. She was a mix of a bookworm and a STEM girl, and she was both a realist and a romantic at the same time. When she was reading a romantic novel while wearing a lab coat with her long hair tied back, I was about to collapse from my feelings towards her. Onodera-senpai is so beautiful, even in my memories. No, I don't have any time for this. I have to write this up. Come on, my inner novelist. I need to flow my feelings onto this paper. Dear Onodera-senpai, I had two reasons for trying to write an old-fashioned love letter at this day and age. Firstly, I always told Onodera-senpai that I liked her, but she never took them as confessions from me. Last week, I told Senpai that I like her right before I felt like I was collapsing from my feelings for her. I was pretty serious, but she just went, haha, thanks, it makes me happy to hear that. I felt like Onodera-senpai wouldn't take my feelings seriously unless I pushed her against the wall and whispered the words of love into her ears. Secondly, I heard that she fantasized about getting a written confession. But when I searched on the internet, apparently you should never confess through a messaging app. A call is better than a message, but it's said that it's still a no-no. That being said, a phone call doesn't involve any written communication, so I decided to write a love letter. I mean, I only had that option left. There, done. Dear Miss Eri Onodera, I may have surprised you with the sudden letter, but this is my true feelings for you. I, Toru Terashima, has a romantic feeling for you, Eri Onodera. You made me fall in love when...
Nyago.
You're here again. I was revising my letter to make sure I didn't have any spelling mistakes or unreadable handwriting. I heard a cat meow. I looked up and there was a cat on my window frame. He was a white cat with a collar. He came here every day for past few weeks. He usually hung around for a while and then left without a sound. I called him Nago. Nago, you have an owner, right? Why are you here every single day?
Nyago.
He was a cat after all. He didn't have a care in the world. I was tired writing up the love letter, so I put the letter in the envelope and pulled out something out of the drawer. Here, you can have this.
Yeah?
I took out a cat's treat, the famous one that was rumored to be addictive than a catnip. He seemed to know what it was, and he jumped on me to get it. You don't have to eat so quickly like that. I've still got some left. Oh, you've already eaten?
Non.
Are you fed at home?
Non.
Nago was crying, begging for more. He looked kinda sad. But I don't want to make you full to the point you can't eat a meal properly back home.
Non.
You're always clean and you don't smell bad. You have somewhere to go home to, right?
Nago.
Oh geez, fine, just one more. I'll get it for you, so wait there. I didn't think he understood, but I made him wait and went out of my room. Because I never intended to overfeed him, I only had one in my room. It didn't do a trick at all. Since I was going to go and get one, I wasn't planning on giving him more, so I only took one back. I mean, he was begging because I gave him the treat in the first place. It was partially my fault. I hope that the owner will forgive me for doing it. Here, this is the last one. Oh, Nago? When I went back to my room, Nago wasn't there anymore. He was so mysterious. Or he left because he didn't think I went to get him another treat. He just thought I left. Well, he'll be here tomorrow again. I should continue revising that... Oh? I was going to continue revise the love letter. And there was no love letter anymore on my desk. Wait, was it blown away? It could have fallen off the table because the windows was open. I thought and looked around the table, but I couldn't see anything. Did I put it somewhere? Oh, wait. I opened the drawer and looked closely around my desk. Eventually, I found it. But it wasn't my love letter. It was a clear paw print on my eraser. You got to be kidding me.
なん
Nago? I heard Nago crying and I looked out of the window. There was Nago on a fence. My love letter was in his mouth and he was looking very proud about it. Yo, Nago, give that back to me.
にゃ
Hey, wait! Nago, come back! I called, but Nago kept walking on the fence, away from me. Fuck, that letter isn't for you! I quickly went outside, but Nago was already far away. I started running at full speed to get him. I wasn't mad that Nago took my letter away. I remember what I wrote, so I can just write it up again. But he had already taken it outside. I didn't want him to drop it anywhere. What would happen if Nago dropped it, and if my classmate found it? Onodera-senpai was famous for being beautiful, so people was gonna start a rumor that I wrote a love letter to her. I didn't want to confess to her through rumors. That would be worse than a confession through a message. Wait, Nago, I'll give you the treat, so just give me that letter back.
なん
Fuck, it's no good. Papers are only supposed to be eaten by goats. You shouldn't be eating that. I ran while I screamed nonsense, and I went around the corner because Nago did too. We repeated that for about a few hundred meters. I arrived at a park near my house. I got you.
なん
Nago, please, give me the letter back. Huh? Where did you put the letter? I thought I finally caught him, but he didn't have the letter anymore. I chased him from behind so he didn't drop it anywhere. If that was the case... So you put it somewhere. Oh, Onodera-senpai?
So this letter is addressed to me, right?
Onodera-senpai asked me. She was holding a letter and an envelope which was already opened.
Nekojiro brought me the letter and I saw my name on it, so I opened it. This is a love letter, correct?
I understood two things that moment. One, Nago's name was not Nago, and he had a very fancy name. His name was Nekojiro. Two, Nekojiro's owner was Onodera-senpai. He was currently purring because Onodera-senpai was scratching his throat.
I want to ask you one thing. Why love letter in this age?
That's because I heard that you wanted to receive one. It was my preference to write a letter rather than sending a message. I could only think of writing a letter as an alternative to the messaging app.
I did say that I would love to get a confession through a written message. I dream of getting a letter like this. Can you guess why?
I have no idea.
Terashima-kun, you're honest. It's because it doesn't perish.
It doesn't perish?
If someone confessed me through a messaging app, it can disappear. If it's a call, you could pretend like it didn't happen. But if it's a letter, it remains as sentences in a substance. That's why I dream of getting one.
Onodera-senpai looked like a dreamy romantic girl while explaining her thought process logically. It seemed like I made a right choice by choosing letters as the medium. But I didn't think a letter soaked in cat saliva was romantic. Can I rewrite that letter?
Why?
It's kinda sticky with saliva. I mean, if you were gonna reject it, I wouldn't.
If you want to rewrite it, you can.
Thanks.
But I'm not giving back this letter.
Huh? Why? A question had popped into my head. She quickly answered my question.
Don't you think it's amazing to be able to tell that our relationship had started from a love letter delivered by a cat?
That means...
I like you too, Terashima-kun. I mean, who wouldn't start to think about it when you told me that you liked me so many times?
Oh my god! So she said yes. We both liked each other.
Now, there's one thing that must be done since we're dating.
Huh? What?
You're gonna make me say it? Here, my lip and your lip.
Ah. I slowly approached her and kissed Onodera-senpai, who had her eyes closed. I didn't dare to say that only couples in Fantasy World kiss each other right away after they started going out. Onodera-senpai was blushing. She's a scientist, a bookworm, and a romantic girl in love. Senpai, you're too cute.
That's not how you call me, now that we're a couple.
Oh, true. Arisan, I'll take care of you. Nyago! Ah, you were here too. I forgot.
Our relationship started from him.
Nekojiro screamed to say that we needed to thank him too. So I brought him lots of treats afterwards.
I love spending time with your family the most.
They seem to like they enjoy each other's company all the time.
True.
Reno, my childhood friend, and I looked up our mothers. They were joyfully chatting to each other. They had been best friends since they were students, and they were really close even though they were both adults now. That was the reason why we gathered up for a barbecue every year.
Hey, Ren. It's been a while since you started to work and live alone. Don't you have a girlfriend already?
About that,
He's still single.
hey Reno, I was keeping that secret. I knew you were single too.
Jeez, Ren. Rino-chan isn't the same as you. I heard that she's popular at the office because she's beautiful.
Really?
Kinda. I thought so. I wanted you to have my son when he couldn't find anyone, but it's never gonna happen, I guess. I'm worried about Ren's future.
Well, even if you are, I'm not gonna marry Reno.
I don't wanna marry you either. You guys get along very well.
There's no way I'm going out with Reno. We were both staring at each other while our mothers laughed. Weeks later.
Ren, I need you to be my fiance.
What? All of a sudden, Reno came to my house and said so. Wait, what do you mean you need me to be your fiance?
Please, my boss is gonna arrange a matchmaking meeting.
Oh, with who?
The boss of the client. But he's 10 years older than me. There's no way I'm going out with him. That's why I need you to pretend to be my fiance. Please.
Reno begged me while clinging onto me. It seems like you really don't want that meeting to happen. Fine. I'll pretend that I'm your fiance just for a while.
Really? Thank you.
Hey, don't hug me.
Why? I'm so happy.
I'm not. A few days later, we met up in a cafe with our boss, who was arranging the matchmaking meeting for Reno. I didn't know that you were going out with Reno-san.
I'm sorry. I kept it secret because it was an office romance.
Well, I see why. But if that's the case, I'll cancel the matchmaking meeting for you. I'm sorry that I got you mixed into this. Ren-kun, you must have been worried. Yeah, but if you were canceling it, everything's fine. Haha, I guess. Anyhow, I knew you guys were close. It makes sense that you guys are dating. Our boss seemed to have believed us. We were walking around the town together afterwards. Mission accomplished, I guess.
Yeah, thanks. Let me treat you to a meal sometimes.
Sure.
I'm just glad that you were here as a childhood friend, Ren. We were really close, so our boss believed in our relationship.
Yeah, I guess you're safe from now.
True.
We gave a high five to each other and laughed. I was worried about how it was gonna turn out, but I'm glad that it went smoothly. Since then, we were concentrated on our jobs, but something happened. Hey Ren, I have a question to ask you. I heard that you went to a matchmaking party a few days ago. Huh? And Reno-san attended to a different one. You guys still live separately too. Are you guys really engaged? Reno was passing by. She made a smile in a second and hugged my arm.
What do you mean? We went to the matchmaking parties to enjoy our last few moments as singles. We both agreed that we can attend one. That's why we went to the matchmaking parties at the same time. We're gonna be living together from next month.
Huh? Oh, that's great, Ren. You have to work hard to get a promotion. Our boss left in a joy.
I guess he believed it.
He did. But I think things got really complicated.
We need to have a plan. I'm coming to your house tonight so we can come up with something.
Yeah. We both whispered quietly to each other, and we decided to meet up at my house. And that night, we sat across from each other with a coffee table between us.
This is bad. We can't half-ass the lies because we both work for the same company. He's gonna know if we did.
True. I think he's gonna find out that we're not engaged if we kept living separately.
Yeah. If they do, he's gonna arrange another matchmaking meeting. He'll be losing trust in us too, so we have to cover up.
Yeah, but how?
Okay, let's live together for 3 months. After that, we can just say that we broke up with each other.
Huh? Do we have to go that far? Hey, maybe we should tell him that we lied and declined the matchmaking meeting.
I can't! The guy who I was meant to meet up with has an authority. What are you gonna do if he pitched through and I had to marry him?
Well, I wouldn't know what to do.
See? We're living together then.
Okay, that was how we started living together. I was forced to do so by Reno. I was really reluctant to live with Reno, but no major problem happened while we were together. Everything was peaceful. Well, we grew up like siblings. I think I can bear 3 months. I thought as I walked back home. When I reached the shopping street, I saw someone who I knew very well. That's Reno. A guy in a suit was grabbing Reno's hand. Is he gonna hurt her? I ran towards her in a haste, and I overheard their conversations.
I heard that your fiancé is a plain salesman. My salary is way more than him, so you should dump him and marry me instead.
Is he the boss of our client? The guy who was meant to meet up with Reno? Hey! I grabbed his hand and pulled it apart from Reno, and I stood in front of him.
Ren!
Who are you?
I'm Reno's fiancé.
You are... Hey, listen. You're never gonna make a beautiful girl like her happy if you aren't rich.
Money is important, but it's not everything.
Huh? You're talking back to me? I'm gonna make you demoted. Just wait and see.
He stared at me and left.
Hey, are you okay? He's the boss of our client.
It's fine. I hugged Reno, who looked really worried. I caressed her head and she finally was relaxed. I had always comforted her like this since when we were little. I was good at it. Let's go home. We'll be having a hot pot tonight.
Yeah.
We went home, walking next to each other, and we had a good time while eating a hot pot. A week later, the guy came to our office. He told us that he wanted to have a serious talk with me. So my boss, Tanaka-san, and I attended the meeting. He was sitting back on the sofa in the reception room. He looked so arrogant.
Tanaka-kun, I heard that he's Reno's fiancé.
Yeah, they get along really well since they're childhood friends. We'd think that they're gonna make a great couple.
That's a lie. I also heard that he attends matchmaking parties and hitting on clients' female employees, even though he has Reno-san. I can't work with a company who keeps a guy like this. You have to fire him or demote him somewhere.
So you want to cancel the contract unless we fire him or demote him?
Yes,
he firmly said, and Tanaka-san looked at me worried. I nodded to him. I'm sorry, but we don't think we need an approval from you when it comes to the contract.
What?
No one told you? Our company has acquired your company recently.
Huh?
So a new president is going to be assigned. Oh, here, this is my new business card. The guy picked up my new business card.
You are the new president of our company?
Yes, he's an excellent worker and many leaders of the various industries trust him. Everyone agreed to assign him as the new president. So you should really stop spreading rumors that aren't untrue.
The guy almost fainted. It made me laugh a little. That night, I told Reno about what happened.
That really happened?
Yeah, see? I told you it was gonna be okay. I've been working hard, you know? I puffed my chest with pride. Reno laughed a little.
True. It's very important that you work hard.
Right? Now, all the problems are solved. We've been living for 3 months too. Today is the last day for us living together.
What? No!
Huh? What do you mean?
I mean...
Reno blushed and looked down.
I enjoyed living with you for 3 months. I don't think I can live with any other guy. Ren, are you saying that you can live with other women?
What? She suddenly got closer to me. Reno's face was an inch away from mine. It was like we were ready to kiss. Our face got closer and closer, and I was starting to close my eyes when my smartphone rang. Wow, what the hell I was thinking? My heart was pounding as I moved away from her. I took my smartphone. It was a call from my boss. We briefly talked, and when I finished the call, Reno was staring at me.
I'm not leaving this place.
You've got nothing to worry about even if you leave here.
Idiot! Why don't you understand? I'm saying that I don't want to leave you.
Huh? I didn't know what to say.
We've been always together, and I realized once we started to live with each other, I feel peaceful when I'm with you. I'm happy when I'm with you. That's why I can't imagine myself living apart from you. Ren, I want to be with you forever and always.
Reno, I was still thinking to find a word to say, and Reno stared at me with a red face.
That's it. I'm not leaving this place. I'm taking a bath now.
Hey, we're not finished.
Don't follow me. I'm not taking a bath with you. Yet.
She closed the bathroom door on me. Huh? Did she say yet? Does it mean that I will be allowed in at some point? I thought, and I blushed alone.